Hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending with where you're watching from. So, my name is Gertrude, and I'm going to be the host of this event, Why You Need a Nurse Mentor. So, I am a registered nurse. I am currently working in England, and I am the founder of World Class Nurse. The reason why I founded World Class Nurse was just to share information, to share my experiences with student nurses and junior nurses, to just let them know that we've been there, we've gone through that, and um, it gets better with time. I also wanted to share products, to share courses with them, just to help them have a better experience and to make nurses know that you can become a world-class professional. So today is a special day because I'm launching Rookie Nurse Mentorship Program. If you've not seen the website, please check out the website for World Class Nurse. It's www.worldclassnurse.com. So I thought the best way to launch this program is just to have a conversation on the role of mentorship in nursing, the importance of mentorship in nursing. And since I am still a bit of a junior in the profession, I thought, why not sit with people who've gone before us, people who've been nurse mentors themselves, people who are nurse coaches. And I've decided to host two amazing nurses. So basically, for the next 1 hour, we're just going to talk about why you need a mentor as a nurse, and most importantly, where to get a mentor, or how do you start looking for a mentor. So please, this is an interactive session. Share your views as well in the comment section, ask questions, and we'll go through that as well from time to time. I had also previously shared in the flyer that we're going to give away two free packages for Rookie Nurse Mentorship. So please just share with me in the comment section why you think you need a mentor, and based on your responses, I will pick the two people who will have the free mentorship from myself. So without wasting time, I'm just going to let in my guests, and they're going to tell you more about them, what they do, and why they believe it's important to have a nurse mentor. Welcome. Please comment, share with your friends, and let's start the conversation. So the first guest is Irene. I'm just going to ask her to, introduce herself, tell us what she does, where she's based, and yeah.
Okay. Hello, good evening to everybody. As you can see, I am donning the World Class Nurse shirt. So I am already way up there. My name is Irene Ogongo, and I'm the founder and lead mentor for Nurses in Africa. And I am a very firm believer in mentorship because I have been mentored to get to where I am today. And so I'm excited to meet with this very outgoing nurses who already believe in mentorship. And we are here to discuss and share with you what we have learned and how it can help you. Yeah.
Thank you, Irene, and thank you for your time. I'm so glad that you could do this today. Next, we have Grace, all the way from West Africa. Please introduce yourself.
Wow, thank you so much, Nurse Gertrude, for this wonderful session. I am so happy to be here. I am Nurse Ngozi Eze Grace. I am a nurse in Nigeria. I practice in Nigeria, and one of the things that I do is to inspire nurses, encourage nurses to be outstanding in whatever they do. Okay, I do this through a coaching academy, the Nurse Refinery, and what we do is to guide nurses towards achieving, their dreams and their goals as registered nurses. I believe that registered nurses we have so much to give, and we can do that if we really set our mind into it. So this is what I do, and I'm so happy to be here. And indeed, mentorship is, it's kind of it's something that's very necessary. Let me put it that way. And I'm sure that we're going to talk about it more as we continue.
Thank you very much. I think I feel really excited to have such conversations because gone are the days when nurses were stuck to the bedside and, nurses in a time and age where nurses are really doing so much more. And I'm really glad, Grace, for what you're doing, what your efforts are. So let's just get into it. I think a starting point would be maybe Irene, Grace, tell me what was your experience being a junior nurse? Irene,
Oh,
I know this was many years ago. I'm sure you have at least maybe good or bad, people have different experiences. So
Yeah.
what were your experiences? How did you get through? How was it?
Yeah. So actually, yes, it's many years ago, 16 to be exact. And I will never forget because I went to the University of Nairobi, then went through internship, then I stayed home for a whole year, no work, because it's like, okay, you're a BSN, you're a degree nurse, you're coming to do corridor nursing, or that's what they call it, management.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody wants to employ you. So I
Mm-hmm.
finally got a job in a nursing home. And I remember the first day I went there, I arrived like this and I was told I am going to maternity. And there was a lady on second stage already for delivery. And it's like, okay, I need help. And they're like, no. Were we with you when you were signing your contract? Did you sign yours faithfully? How many PIN numbers do you have? Literally, that's what the nurse in charge asked me. And she said, there are 4 numbers of an ATM card PIN. Do I have 2 and you have 2? No, you have all the 4.
Wow.
Okay, knock yourself out. And I will never forget that day. It was scary and I had to learn on the go. And for me, I then decided to call it baptism by fire. You're just told, go in there, you're hereby baptized, survive. So that was my experience.
Wow.
Your story is slightly similar to mine, although I think mine was self-inflicted in the sense that I didn't like midwifery. So as a student nurse, anytime we'd go for those practicals for midwifery, I was always the nurse to receive the baby. When the other nurse is delivering, you receive the baby, and that was just what I did the entire time. So when I got my first job, it was in a labor ward. I needed money. I needed money, so I couldn't turn down the job. So I was feeling very incompetent. And I think it was self-inflicted. And I think that's another issue that student nurses go through. Like when you don't like a specific area, you'll just be not showing up for clinical rotations, or maybe just escorting the others, So Grace, what was your experience like being a junior nurse?
Well, actually, I started in a setting where when I came in, we had because one of the things we're battling in Nigeria is quackery nursing. Okay, so when I came into the profession, like after school, I got a job. And then I discovered that in the facility where I got a job, we had just 2 registered nurses, myself and one other person. And then the other persons, about 6 or so, were like quack nurses, like they call it auxiliary nurses here. But these are people that are trained by learning on the go. Yeah. So when I came, that was what it was. And the battles that I faced, or the things that I faced, were, I don't know if it was self-esteem battles, like from these auxiliary nurses. It was mainly about, oh, you now want to come and show yourself, or, this is what we usually do. If I say, okay, this is not the right practice, this is what we usually do. This is, I had those battles. It got to an extent where going to work every day was like I had this phobia, like I had this fear, like I know that today we're going to have a battle. Like it was almost certain. So there was no figure. Yeah, there was, there was no figure who was like, okay, this is how, putting me through and all of those things. And one of the things that I really lacked because of this is information. Okay, because it's not just enough to be, you're now working. What next? What should be? I had some goals, but I was not strong on my goals, and I didn't have all the options. I didn't have many options. Okay, so making a decision or being strong on a particular decision was difficult because there was nobody I could look at who have actually tread on a path that I think, okay, I like what this person have done and I want this person to hold, but there was nothing like that. It was one battle from one battle to another. And, that was my experience when I came into the profession. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I actually like what she said. The one thing that resonates is when you get there, there's nobody to give you that information. There's nobody to hold your hand through it. But the people on the ground also don't want to understand that you just came from school. To them, it's like you're coming, you're earning a salary, my friend. Sort yourself out.
Do your work.
They employed you, they thought you could do it. You come and do it. Nobody wants to know that you're fresh from school. You have knowledge, but you don't have applied knowledge or the skill itself. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
So, I think now I've just realized we are like 3 different generations of nurses. Because Irene, you were a junior nurse 16 years ago. 16 years ago. Grace, I saw you celebrating your 6-year anniversary. This may be shocking, but I've only been a registered nurse for 2 years. But our experiences are more or less the same. Like, are things changing? Are things remaining the way they are? Like, this is why I think it's time we start talking about these things so that the nurses who are coming after may not find things the way they were. So when we talk about mentorship, from all the experiences we've shared, it's not really easy to find a mentor in the clinical setup. You're a new nurse, you're confused. So what do you think is the benefits of having a mentor? Like, it might be someone in the clinical area, or you may find just a nurse outside. Like, Irene, from your experience, what do you think is the benefit of having a mentor?
So I think I can give it in 2 different ways. So we can notice the difference. So when I was working in Kenya, and I went through all that I told you just now, straight to work, nobody cares. Okay, so you'll be done for orientation and induction, which everybody feels is okay, which basically means that's the medication cabinet. That is where you get supplies and the store is on that side and you're good to go. That's what they call orientation and induction. Then fast forward, I went to work in Rwanda and they were going through accreditation process. And one of the standards of accreditation is actually that you should have a complete orientation and induction program, and the new staff cannot work on their own for more than a month. And I went through that as well. And I could, at that point, I could almost tell the difference. It was between night and day. By the time it was a month, I was very confident in my new environment. I could do so many things. And that was barely 6 months after I had left my job where I was baptized by fire. So really, oh, you're laughing. It was baptism by fire, I'm telling you. So for me, I think one of the reasons why you need a mentor, and I think that is what shaped my life to date and to what I do now, quality improvement, because of the experience that I had in King Faisal Hospital in Rwanda. Because of the processes and the systems, they were so clearly defined that you cannot, for the love of God, just get lost in it, because it's there, and you have someone to hold your hand through it. So for me, I would say one of the reasons why it is really important to have a mentor is so that you can get that transfer of applied knowledge. Because it's not just knowledge, it is someone who has applied it and learned the best way to put it forward. And then they teach you how to do it. And that makes a whole difference. So that's, for me, that would be one reason.
That's a very good reason. And just to ask you something on that. So if, let's say, you don't have a mentor in the clinical area, maybe you've met Irene outside the clinical area. Is this still applicable? Can they still share their knowledge with you that you can use to apply in your own work?
Sorry, you'd have to come again. I think my network went off, so I lost you a bit.
Oh, sorry. I just mean, like, you've said one of the benefits is application of knowledge, yeah? Is it possible to have a mentor out of your clinical setup, like out of your work, that can help you to do this?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. There are a lot of mentors out there. Yes, they are mentors for clinical reasons. Personally, as I speak to you now, even after 16 years of experience in nursing, I currently have mentors, not just one. I have three. I have a financial mentor. I have a mentor who is helping me with my business, and I have a spiritual mentor. So I have three actually. Yes. So you definitely can get mentors outside of your
Yeah.
clinical work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it means knowledge. Knowledge is the key thing here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And Grace, what do you think is the importance of mentorship in your experience?
Mentorship. Yeah, okay. So I talked about how there was a lack of information for me. I think this was what was key for me because I started in a small hospital. It wasn't really hard to get to know my environment, and then the knowledge of
Yeah.
my theoretical knowledge, I could
Mhm.
easily apply them. But then the hindrance that I got was the information lack, because I am this person that is hungry for knowledge. I want to know, I want to advance actually. I want
Mhm.
to grow, but I'm not, yeah, but I'm, and
Really?
then I wasn't so I wasn't so much of a techie or internet person. In
Yeah.
fact, I did not know that the internet was this broad, and that I could meet
Mhm.
people, we could engage, and we could do so much together. I didn't know that. In fact, I didn't have a very good like internet compatible phone that could allow me. I was just starting out. I was just getting to know a lot of things. In school,
Mhm.
I like my personality is this kind of, I'm on the cool side. Like, I don't want trouble. I don't talk too much. And so
Oh,
socializing was, yeah,
yeah. That's
socializing was kind
shocking.
of a
I know.
socialize socializing was kind of a big deal. But then if I meet
Mhm.
somebody that I can talk to one on one, I express
Yeah.
myself. So at that point
Mhm.
in time, I did not find that person. So for me, one of the importance based on my experience, because when I met people that were doing the things that I saw, and I felt like, wow, this is awesome. And I felt like
Mhm.
this is what I want to. I felt stirred up. I felt motivated, and I
Yeah.
knew clearly what steps to take
Mhm.
for me to get to where I think, yes, this is where I want to get to. So I
Mhm.
think that information, clarity, because you're not clear about what
Clarity.
you really
Yeah.
want. Yes, I think
Clarity.
that it's
Yep.
yeah, it's one of the advantages. Clarity, career clarity, even personal
Oh.
like what Irene said. She talked about the three mentors that she has. It gives you personal clarity when you have a spiritual mentor, when you have a finance, because these are key areas in your life, your
Mhm.
professional,
Mhm.
your spiritual life, and
Yeah.
it gives you personal clarity if you have
Clarity.
mentors in your life. So personal and career clarity.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um,
definitely.
Yeah.
yeah, those are very good points. And I also think, just to add on what you've said, I don't know how the experience was for other people, but my experience, like, uh, during the clinical rotations as a student during internship, you get nurses who tell you there's no future in nursing. You'd rather start thinking about something else. Why did you choose this course?
Oh
And
my
you're like,
God.
oh my God, I've not even started my life. And,
Yes,
so
Wow.
yeah, so if
yes.
there are people in the profession like yourself, Irene, like Grace, there are other amazing nurses, just being able to look at them and feel that, yes, there's a future, there's a potential in nursing. And it's better now if you
Yeah.
have this person as a direct link. You can ask them, so if I want to go back to school, what should I do? If I want to
Yeah.
change jobs, like, so I think that's
Yeah.
another very important um, importance of mentorship in nursing. Like, we
Yeah.
need to motivate and inspire those junior nurses, just to know that, what, you are the one who can make your career to be what it
Yeah.
is. It's true there
Yeah.
can be no
That's
future
true.
in nursing, but you can decide and say, yeah, I will have my future in nursing.
Let me tell
Yeah, of
you,
course.
this week I'm going through class. I'm constantly finding free classes to attend on internet. By the way,
Mhm.
that's the by the way. So this
Okay.
week I'm attending a class around paradigm shifts and
Mhm.
things
Mm.
to do with how our brains work and how our mindset is and
Mhm.
why we keep showing up the way we show up every day.
Mhm.
And the reason why I'm telling you this is because, as Gertrude says, you'll meet nurses who will then tell you, like, how did you end up here? Why wouldn't
Yeah.
you just go do something else? Like, who sent
Yeah.
you? You know,
Mhm.
but it's also because for them, their mindsets, what they have seen before, cannot tell them any different. So they
Mhm.
are only talking based on what they have seen before and what their
Mhm.
mindset is. And it's
Yeah.
not based on what is happening currently. So one
Mhm.
of the biggest things I have taken away from my class this week that I want
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
share with everybody who is watching is you have to be very sensitive about what your mindset is.
Yeah.
Because
All right.
until
That's
your
important.
mindset is in the right way, you
Mhm.
cannot possibly move forward. And if you continue to engage with people around you whose
Mhm.
mindset is also stuck in one way, you cannot move
Exactly.
forward. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so that's
That's
the
true.
problem. That's the challenge we have now in nursing.
In
Things
nursing.
have been done the same way century after
Over and
century
over.
after century.
Yeah.
So it is so instilled in one way that if you come with a
Mhm.
different way, everybody
Yeah.
thinks you're crazy. Yes.
Mhm.
So yes, we should
Yeah.
motivate and inspire, but the people you look out for motivation and inspiration, you have
Mhm.
to be careful about those people as well, because then
Yeah.
you need to be sure what you want them to motivate you for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
call it
I can.
positive
Mhm.
energy. Okay, like you need
Mhm.
positive energy because if you are someone who really wants to advance and wants to get something out of nursing, and then you find
Mhm.
yourself in an environment that is depressing, that is not
Yeah.
encouraging, without the
Mhm.
motivation, without the positive energy that you need, it's going to be a difficult
Mhm.
ride for you. Like I spent
Yeah.
about 2 years in that environment, and I know what I went through until I changed. It was like a Bob like moment. I changed my environment, like what Irene was saying. Like it's
Mhm.
a new environment with people that understood that there's supposed to be a system
Mhm.
for things. With people that
Yeah.
understood that okay, I have to do this and do this to advance. I have to do this and do this to get my job done. When I got
Mhm.
into that kind of environment, I could learn better. I could think better. I was clear about what I
Yeah.
wanted. I could now plan. If I had to save
Mhm.
to do anything, I could now save to do those things. I could now ask
Mhm.
questions and be like, okay, what are the steps for this? I got answers and it was easier for me. Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
thank you. I see Kaunda in the comment section is saying she also got comments of there's no future in nursing a lot.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean,
Oh, there's a
it's
bright
clearly
future in
it's
nursing.
a
I can tell
common
you for free.
it's a common perception we have. There's no future in nursing. So
Wow.
anyway, I think now we've established why it's important to have a mentor.
Mhm.
Passing knowledge, clarity, inspiration, motivation. Obviously, there is a lot of benefit having a mentor, especially early on in your career. But now someone
Yeah.
else would wonder, okay, where do I get a mentor? Maybe I work in this place where there is no clear structure, which is very common in our
Come
hospital
on.
setup. Where do we get mentors? Do we go online? Do we ask around? Do we talk to our HR, our ward managers? Um, Irene, tell us where should people get mentors, or how?
Oh my
Or let me
God.
let me rephrase it. How do you get a mentor?
Well, I would say, and I think Nas Grace has really talked about it, and probably that's what she'll talk about over and over.
Yeah.
Before you ever step out to look for a mentor, you have to know yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You have to absolutely know yourself, because you cannot identify something in someone if you don't identify it in yourself.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
probably the first step is, who am I? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What is my
Mm-hmm.
passion? What is my hobby?
Yeah.
All those basic things, those are the
Yeah.
things that help you to define who your mentor will be. And then, of
Mm-hmm.
course, the how bit of where you get your mentor. Most of my mentors, I found them online. So that
Okay.
means you have to have some skills around networking, which I think Nasgozi is going to tell us about. So yeah, let's
Yeah.
hear from her. Yeah.
Yeah, before Ngozi, you get into it. Like Irene is saying, you need to know who you are. And I think there's a period where all of us went through. I choose to call it the quarter life crisis. When you're in 25,
I
26,
didn't even know
27,
that existed.
and
Now I know. Quarter life? You said quarter life?
Oh
quarter life
my
crisis, yes. It's like a stage where you don't even know who you are. You don't even know what
All
you
right.
want. You're not sure. And like when you're in a field like nursing where there are like so many options. Oh my God, there are so many
Right.
options,
Yeah.
especially on this other side of the world. Like you find so many specialities. So you don't even know what you're passionate about. You don't even know, like, how does a mentor come in if you're in that stage where you're not even sure of what you want? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I'm laughing.
that's
I'm smiling
Mhm,
because one of the things I have also seen that probably I know that Nasngozi is actually offering a course around personal branding and all that.
mhm.
So
Yeah.
one of the things that normally confuses us is when you ask someone, what are my strengths and what are my weaknesses? There's
Yeah.
this generic way we like to answer questions when we go for interviews, and we all
Mhm.
say the same thing. I am a team player. I am a problem solver. I am
I
the
work
normally.
well under pressure. I work
Aha, that
I
one.
work
Yes,
well
and
under
I work
pressure.
well under
Yeah.
pressure.
Under
Those
pressure.
are very, those are good. They look good on your CV, but those are
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
the things we're talking about today. So you
Mm-hmm.
really have to know who you are, like within. Who am
Mm-hmm.
I? Not the
Mm-hmm.
one you normally present so that you get your next job, because we've agreed
Yeah.
that bills must be paid. So
Yeah.
sometimes
Bills
people will
must be paid.
specialize for one or two things. Yes, that one we have agreed. But now, for the reason for mentorship, you need to really be very, very clear about who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think
Mm-hmm.
this is something that's being offered in both Nas Grace's course and now even in the Rookie Nas mentorship, I
Yes.
think.
Yeah.
So maybe Gertrude will tell us, but these are the things that they will help you to identify. Because also you don't want to be 16 years down the line like me, then you figure out, okay, I'm in the wrong place. Because
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
backtrack and finding the right place will take you a longer time.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true.
Grace, what do you have to tell us about this?
Okay. Like okay, so she mentioned you have to know who you are. I call that identity. Like
Mm-hmm.
I do a course on clarity. Yeah, I do a course on personal and career clarity, apart from the branding course. So what I teach is, first of all, identity, because you cannot be in a vehicle that's not headed to where you're headed. Like it's not headed to where you're heading. It's you're going to
Mm-hmm.
be, even if you get to that destination, you will not be fulfilled. I
Yeah.
put fulfillment as the number one because, like Nurse Gertrude said something. She said there are many options. So sometimes
Mm-hmm.
we're influenced to take some decisions about what next, what next. One of the things, because people come to me and they're like, I don't know what to do next. Should I
Mm-hmm.
travel? Should I migrate? Or should I do this specialty first before migrating? And I'm like, you are the best person to take this decision, but you need to know who you are. You need to know where you are now and then where you want to be. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so getting to meet or getting to find people that will help you actualize your like that will mentor you, let me put it that way, would mean
Mm-hmm.
that you need to understand, like I think she has already stressed that you need to understand who you are. Then the next thing is you need to now say, okay, where do I want to be? Where do I
Mm-hmm.
want? Because you would now say, okay, I want to be, who do I want to become in the next 5 years? What kind of
Mm-hmm.
nurse do I want to become?
Yeah.
Okay, what kind of, do I want to impact lives? What is the core of nursing and how does that sync with my personal goal or with my
Mm-hmm.
purpose? I'm big on purpose too.
Yeah.
How does that sync with, because one thing I say is you are a human being first before you are a nurse. You could have been an engineer or any other
Mm-hmm.
thing. And I know that most of us have this beginning story where some of us are like, I never knew I'd be a nurse, and this person,
Mm-hmm.
something happened. And so you could have been any other, professional.
Yeah.
So the thing
Yeah.
is, before you were a nurse, you were somebody. Who is that
Mm-hmm.
person within you? When you start getting to know who am I, ask yourself not
Mm-hmm.
which kind of nurse or what kind of nurse. No, that's not who am I, like without the nursing, title. So
Yes.
once you get that in place, you want to know, why am I here? What am I doing on planet Earth? Because one of the reasons
Mm-hmm.
why I love nursing is that nursing is connected to everything. You
Yeah.
you are a minister as a nurse. You're ministering to people. You're ministering to their heart.
True.
You're giving them care, and so even if you think that is your thing, it is an
Mm-hmm.
avenue to express that. So you're so many things as a nurse. So if you
Mm-hmm.
now need to say, okay, what is my purpose on earth? And
Yeah.
now that I've found or this is my purpose, which line of nursing or which line in nursing or which path in nursing would help me fulfill this? That's the next question. And then you now start asking, who is that person that can take my hands on this journey? That's when you start looking for your mentor. Yeah. So within the clinical environment, definitely you need to look up to someone who has been there before you to get a hang. I think on Twitter, my pinned tweet on Twitter is about being in the right environment as a clinical nurse. I think my name on Twitter is Dish Nurse Ngozi. If you look for me, you see it. So it means, because for me, it changed my mindset. It changed. It's not like I had the mindset for growth, but I didn't know how to achieve my goals. So, but when I changed my environment into somewhere better with a better structure, it changed my environment. So one of the advice I give to nurses is, please, when you're job seeking, look for an environment that stimulates growth. Look for an environment that fosters growth. When you apply for these places, ask questions like, okay, people that are here, do they grow over time? What is their, you get to an environment, and like in like the first environment.
No, I'm sorry, I'm smiling because I'm just thinking, that moment when you're thinking, I really need this job. So when they say, do you have any questions? You say, no, when can I start?
You just want to start. All right. Okay, so my advice is, when you start job seeking as a new nurse, think about this environment. I know that we need the money. It's everybody like, I mean, my first job, it took me some time before I got my first job, like 3 months after school, but I feel it was some time because I really needed the money. I wanted to work. Okay, so I got employment there, but the environment was toxic, like somewhat toxic. Okay, so I encourage nurses to ask questions about that environment. Okay, even if you get your first job out of I want to work, start looking for the next thing, because you don't want to play with your growth. You don't want to, like Nurse Irene said something, you don't want to get to some years later and then you start looking, and then start saying, where is my bearing? Where is my bearing?
Oh, let me tell you, and I'm serious. Yeah, because I get people right now, I continue to conduct mentorship, but it gets really tricky when you get someone looking for you to mentor them and they have already 30, 35 years down the line in terms of experience. And now they're seeing retirement is around the corner.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, I am terrified about retirement because I don't know what else about myself.
Yeah.
So definitely it makes sense. I have had two people. One was now 55 years, and the other one had just retired. And she's like, okay, if I stay home, I am going to flipping just go crazy because I don't know what my identity is at this time. So yes, I'm serious. You can't get to 16 years down the line and still not know who you are, because that's how you end up in a dead-end job, and you're feeling frustrated, you're feeling stuck, and therefore you decide it is your lifeline to frustrate everybody else who will come down that road.
So I think that's why what you're doing, let's get through. That's why this thing you're doing, this thing you're starting is I think the earliest stage is better. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yes. So what I've gathered from what both of you have said is, even before you seek a mentor, you need to have a rough idea of who am I and what do I want. So the mentor is just going to come in and help you with clarity, help you to chart the path of where you're headed. That is and it's good to start early, like as soon as possible. Don't wait until it's never too late anyway. But
no, it's not.
It's never too late. You can start at any time.
And I just wanted to say that I think that you offering the rookie nurse mentorship program gives the younger nurses, whether they're junior or students, a chance to at least engage with someone who can help them to get that clarification, who can help them to identify themselves, who can help them to figure out where exactly do I want to go, so that you don't have to figure it out on your own. Because also, I've just cleared from school. I don't really know what that is. I don't know how to do it. So the Rookie Nurse Mentorship Program definitely closes that gap for you. So if you're really a visionary nurse and you're trying to go far, I think this is one
Mhm.
of those courses you need to take.
Yeah, before I talk more about the rookiness mentorship, I think something that you said in passing that we need to expound on. You mentioned that you can get your mentors online. We know we live in an age of social media. Nowadays, social media is everything. It comes with its negative effects. You know, you can get depression out of social media, but at the same time, it comes with its benefits. So, and before I go on, maybe I can just share how I met Irene. Irene has been my mentor for 1 year now, I think. And it,
Sorry, had I
you,
read?
I'm just
Okay, I went
sharing
off
how.
again.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. I
okay.
was just giving a story of how we met. We met online actually because I was on LinkedIn and you did a post about mentorship and coaching for nurses. It was actually a question. You asked, would you
Mhm.
pay for mentorship? Would you pay for? And I was like, oh, I've been looking for a mentor for the longest time. Let me reply to this post and see how it goes. And the rest is history. Here we are today. So, how can nurses use like social media to get mentors? It doesn't have to be a direct mentor because for like Nas Ngozi, I mean, she's my mentor from afar. Like, I just wake up in the morning and
Oh
go and
my
see the post,
God.
and I'm like, yes, let me get my work going. Let me do something with world class nurse. So how can
Mhm.
nurses use social media not just to post pictures and get the likes? How then do you use social media to get mentorship and getting your career moving?
Okay. So if I was to say something about it, as you said, there's different personalities who are nurses who then continue to show up on social media
Mm-hmm,
consistently. And
mm-hmm,
therefore, it's very easy for you to determine what they're passionate about. Like,
mm-hmm,
I'm passionate about quality improvement and empowering nurses because
mm-hmm.
I feel like if you're not empowered about your environment, then you'll continuously get poor patient outcomes. That frustrates you as a person. So that for
Wow.
me makes me feel like for every nurse I find, I
Mm.
want to teach you about standards of patient care, standards of
Mm-hmm.
health facility management, so that you
Yeah.
know before I ever touch a patient, is everything the way it should be? If it's not, what am I doing about it? And I think
Yeah.
that's the same thing that Nas Ngozi does. That
Mm-hmm.
she's passionate about. How am I showing up as a nurse? Am I meeting my purpose? Do I know myself? And all that, because we can then be able to get to our potential. So
Yeah.
on social media, when you're trying to find the next person who can be your mentor, they will show up
Mhm.
consistently. So you'll
Yeah.
be able to know, am I interested in maternal health? Am I interested in pediatrics? Am I interested in? There's so many things. Nursing is
Mm-hmm.
so versatile.
Yeah.
But also, I think the challenge that then someone would say is most nurses are, work in progress. People don't feel so much confident about showing up on social media because of judgment.
Mm-hmm.
So people, don't quite want to talk about what their
Yeah.
opinion is. But I
Mm-hmm.
still hold the thought that there are a lot of experts out there in terms of nurses, and they just need to show up. So I would say the nurses who show up consistently and continue to push about something, you can tell they are very passionate about this thing, then you can be able to follow them and see what they offer, whether it's value or not. I mean, you just said you wake up in the morning and the first thing you want to go see is what is Nurse Ngozi saying today? Because whatever she says is going to add value to my life. You
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Right.
maybe after this call, you can be able to list down for us some of the nurses we can be following so we can start
Yeah.
to know who we want to follow,
I actually already did a post on nurses in Kenya. So I now need to
Wow.
do
Yes,
nurses in
I know you
Nigeria,
did.
like nurses to follow on social media in
Oh
Nigeria.
my God.
So
Yeah.
Grace, do you have anything to add on that?
All right. So we're talking about using the online space
Yeah.
as a tool for getting a mentor.
Yeah.
I would say that when I realized that there's a community of people out here who are
Mm-hmm.
intentional, who are passionate about something, it
Mm-hmm.
stimulated me. Like, it made me know that, okay, things like this are possible. Like, I can be out here and push out my passion, and it will make sense. Because one of the things that was driving me was I wanted to touch, like, I wanted to make impact. Okay, so that was one of the things that was driving me. So yes, you can come up online, and attending, I would put this here, attending programs, attending summits, something like what we're doing right now is very important. You meet people from there. So if you see those posters, I know that a lot of nurses are in different, maybe WhatsApp groups or something. When they post flyers for programs, please be there. Attend those programs. You meet people from there. You see speakers that will talk about this, that, and you're like, I'm getting the fire from this person. You can easily connect, because sometimes we cannot be all we cannot be active on all social media platforms. For example, like for this year, I have not posted on Instagram. I decided, okay, I am going to chill on Instagram because I think I'm beginning to build my audience on LinkedIn, on Facebook. So I decided, okay, I'm not going to, because you can be everywhere and you're not doing anything. So I decided, okay, I want to be strong in these two places. So what about a nurse that is on Instagram and they're supposed to be benefiting from what I'm doing? It means that, I think that almost every nurse is in a WhatsApp group, or one WhatsApp group or the other. Or somebody may post this flyer on Instagram. Follow that through. Follow it through. Attend those programs. That's one of the ways. I'll also attend live events too. Attend live events. When you meet people in live events, you can now connect with them on social media. Some of them are active on social media. So you meet with them, and then because they're going to travel back to their locations and all that, then go ahead, follow through what they're doing online. Like Nurse Irene said, you will see them coming up consistently, showing up online. So follow through and then go through. Some people come to me and they're like, for 3 hours, I've been going through your posts. It means that something kept them glued, and they're and they're thinking, okay, I'm understanding her. Okay. So when you come up online too, make sure that you're connecting with nurses. One of the things I tell nurses is, like for me, on Facebook, I have like 5,000, like the limit. But if I see a friend request from a nurse, I look for a space, because these are the people I want around me. Then if I see a nurse that I should
that happens with internet. But I think we get the point. The point is you have to be
joys of living in Africa.
Okay, no comment on that. So anyway, so the point is you have to be proactive when looking for a mentor. Like, once you've already set the groundwork, which is identifying what you want to do, next you have to be proactive. Attend events, be in those cycles, follow pages. If you just see a nurse page, like me, I think since last year, if I see anything with nurse in it, tap,
You
I'm
follow
following
it.
that. I follow it because I don't know what information I'm going to post there. Obviously, you're not going to be in sync with everything or with anyone. So you can just do the process of sifting. If maybe what the gospel I'm preaching does not resonate with you, you don't have to stay tuned. So I think that pretty much summarizes, where to get a mentor, how to get a mentor. You have to first know what you want to do, and then use the spaces, the online use referrals. Like right now, I can tell someone, I know Irene deals with quality improvement. Please, if you have any issue concerning standards of care or anything quality, please talk to Irene.
Yes, and the one thing I want to say, Gertrude, it's good to look for all the free resources in this world. But let me tell you, if you really want to get out there, you will have to invest in you getting your knowledge, your skill, whatever. You have to invest. So spend as many hours as you can finding the right mentor, but also plan to invest in it, because as much as you want knowledge, even the person you're getting knowledge from had to get it elsewhere, and they had to invest in it. Because please make sure
just
you
based
have
on
to
what you're
invest in
saying, based on what you're
Yeah.
saying, last year when I decided, okay, I want to do world-class nurse, this is what I want to pursue. I had to get, a business mentor. I had to get a social media mentor. I had to do a lot of courses, both paid and unpaid. So it
Yes.
also comes with sacrificing and investing in yourself. Like literally, that's the meaning of investing in yourself. So if you're a nurse out there, you have to start investing in yourself. If your resources are limited, you can start with free information, free courses. But from time to time, when you have extra money, just try to invest in yourself.
Yeah. I mean, it
And
makes sense to balance it. Have some that are
yeah.
free, have some that are paid, but be very intentional about it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think now maybe I can talk about the rookie nurse mentorship, because we've already established that you need a mentor. So world class nurse, the core service that I want to offer as world class nurse is mentorship. And for me, I'm really passionate about the early stages of your career. Like when you're just fresh from school, you're just starting, you're within the first 5 years of your career, and now you don't know, like, and I think that period is full of so much stress. For me, it was very, very stressful. So this is why I thought to focus on that specific period. So I want these young nurses to have someone they can work with to just make it less stressful. I'm not going to take away all the stress, but I'm just going to make it less stressful. Yeah.
Yes.
So I think I can give a few benefits. Obviously, there is a lot of information on that. You can check out the website for more information. But the first benefit you will get if you join the Rookie Nurse Mentorship is just developing a professional profile. Like, do you have a well-written CV? I know all of us have a CV, but what is the state of your CV? So we'll develop that profile. We'll do LinkedIn. Irene, you've shared over and over the importance of LinkedIn. I myself have seen the benefits of LinkedIn. So if you're a young professional, LinkedIn is a very good platform. But LinkedIn can be very intimidating if you're a beginner. Like, you just go in there and you see, a lot of things going on, but that should not derail you. So this is part of the things that we are going to work on as Rookie Nurse Mentorship. And another thing is developing a plan, like a personal development plan. Like we've said, you need to have a basis. You need to know where you're going, but you also need to put a plan in place. So I'll work with the mentees on developing a personal development plan. And also something else is having a rookie nurse club. I mean, it's good to have a community of people where you can share experiences, you can share knowledge, you can share opportunity. So that is also something else you're going to do for rookie nurse mentorship. These are just a few benefits. I think I can talk about it until tomorrow. So
Well, I can say something as well. And I was smiling when you talked about CVs because under nurses in Africa, we now recruit on behalf of some practices, because as I continue to work around quality improvement and helping facilities to improve, when they finally, when the nurses leave and they want someone, they will call and say, Irene, do you know someone who's looking for work? And so now under Nurses in Africa, we have a recruitment agency now, and we are recruiting on behalf of some of the practices that we work with. And I can tell you for free, CV business is lethal business in nursing. Oh my God. Like, you will see a CV and you literally want to cry on behalf of the person. And I call and say, okay, what exactly have you been doing? Then they'll say, I have 8 years experience. I'm now a nurse manager and all that. But when you look at their CV, you cannot see any of that.
It's not reflected.
Like a whole page, you'll have someone talking about gender, female, date of birth, weight, height, Like you see so many things. Yes. Oh, you think I'm not joking. I've
Wow.
seen weight, height, location,
Wow.
ID number, all those things. They take so much space. They don't sell you in any way. And so if you really want to get that job that's going to make you feel like, okay, now I'm being paid for what I'm worth, you have to figure out how to package yourself. And your CV is your
Yeah,
package.
that's true.
Yeah,
It's
true.
true.
Yeah.
So when you talked about a CV review being one of the products you offer, I think that's a kill. I think that's an amazing idea because I've seen a lot of CVs out here and they make you want to cry. And then number two, I know that the next thing someone will say is, I've just started nursing. Why do I need all this? I'm still trying to find my feet. That is how something called comfort zone creeps in on you.
Works. That's how the
Mm.
comfort zone
Yes.
works. Yeah.
Comfort zone will creep on you before you
Mhm.
even have your personal development plan. And that is
Yeah.
how you will be stuck in the same place for forever.
The same
And
situation.
all you'll be waiting for
Yeah.
is how I can be able to be moved politically. So I'll just be assigning, I'm going to talk to the nurse in charge
Oh my
and say, I
God.
really didn't do this. This is how it works. This is why
Yeah.
we're having these forums. So we can
Yeah.
talk about the truth. This is
Yeah.
the truth.
Yeah, that's true.
I
That's
think I
true.
think I've just remembered there's a time I was in a forum for nurses in Kenya. And day in, day out, we would be complaining. It will always be, oh, this is not working. Oh, we're not getting jobs. It's complaint after complaint after complaint. But then someone would ask you, what are you
Yeah.
doing about it? If you know this is my situation,
Yeah.
I'm actively looking for a job, but my CV is not well done. I am not networking. I am not joining, engaging myself out there. So you can't like complain every day. You need to start being proactive with yourself. That is why you might be just a nurse fresh from school and you're thinking, now I am still helpless. What can I do? You have to start doing something for yourself. And that is why
Yeah.
that is part of the reason why I've created the program, just to help you out there when you're in that situation where, what next? What can I do? How do I start? Where do I start from? Yeah. So I think I'll
Okay.
encourage our if anyone has a question in the audience, and then we can take in those questions as well or comments. I can see Kaunda has said she was struggling with specialty. She
Hmm.
has no idea what to major in. Grace, do you have any comment on that?
All right. Okay. So I believe that I've seen nurses that have done specialties they don't like
Mm-hmm,
because it became the norm.
mm-hmm,
It was like a after your, because I went to a
Yes.
school of nursing here, and
mm-hmm.
in Nigeria the school of nursing is like a diploma nursing program, after which you
Yeah.
now go for your BSc. All right,
Mm-hmm.
so that was what I did. So it was actually very common to see nurses finish this their school of nursing and straight up to midwifery.
Yeah. Oh, oh no. The
But nothing to
internet
do
is
with
acting up
network.
again.
Oh, sorry about that.
Sorry.
Like some people.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, it's happening again. But
Sorry.
I
So
think,
I think
oh,
somebody has been trying to call me.
mhm.
Somebody has been trying to call
Oh,
me.
sorry.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just
Mhm,
gonna say this fast. Some people are not
mhm.
passionate about, the specialties they've done. They did it because people are doing it, like the whole
Yeah.
crowd are doing
Like
it,
Mhm.
it's
so they get to
marketable,
do it.
or so they say.
Yeah.
Yes, and then they think, okay, if I do it, I get a better pay. So, but
Mhm.
Yes.
personally, I'm of the opinion, or I believe that I'm not going to fit into whatever I do if I'm not passionate about it. I am
Mhm.
passionate
Mhm.
about doing things right. I am passionate about getting the best out of anything that I do. I'm passionate about quality. That was why when you talked about, quality improvement and all that, it made me, I was like, this is wonderful. If there's somebody on the online space who is spreading the quality news, like the quality information across, not just because where I
Mhm.
work, we have something like we have a quality, a QA nurse, and all of those
Yeah.
things. But it is something that is not yet common to a nurse in an establishment that is not organized to this extent. I mean, I've worked in several, like 3 other places, and I know that this does not exist. Okay, so it
Yes.
is actually something good. So if you go to do, I'm passionate about all these things. So if I do a specialty that I'm not passionate about, it will kill my morale. Apart from the fact that I'll get a better pay, maybe I'm
Yeah.
not going to be comfortable. So first of all, what are you passionate about? It boils down to what we're saying initially:
Yeah.
identity. In
Identity.
your natural self, what resonates with you. That is why in nursing school you get to do several posting, your clinical posting.
Yeah.
So in what environment did you feel the most comfortable? In what environment? Some people are better off in when they're in admin positions. Some people feel they can be good managers. Like the QA nurse thing is a good management, a good line of, I don't know how to put this English now, but it's actually a good
Yes, it is a good line of management.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. So you have to now. That is why we need people like you, because once you spread this message very well, a lot of nurses will
Yeah.
know that there is something like this, and I want to go for it. Because some people are
Yeah.
better off managing, or better off teaching others, or better off, you know, uh, placing standards, or ensuring that it depends. So you have to now think about your strengths. You
Yeah.
love women, you love childbearing, you love all of those things. You know that you're tilting towards that. You love whenever they talk about the heart, you love it so much. You love how it works, you love the mechanism of the heart. You know that you can do cardiothoracic. Like in Nigeria, we have a specialty, cardiothoracic nursing. Okay, things like critical care, things like all of those things, there'll be a good
Yeah.
field for yourself. So you have to ask yourself, what do I really love? What do I want to do? What is my purpose? What am I passionate about? Then what are my strengths? Because sometimes you may not have, the if I say that is why mentorship comes in anyway. If you're passionate about something and you think you don't have the strength, or you don't have the resources, or whatever it is, to
Yeah.
become, or to thread in line with what you've discovered, then you need that. Mentorship is a very, very big tool, a good tool
It's
for
a
you
very
to
diverse
achieve your
too.
goal.
Yeah, something else I can
Yeah,
add on to that. Some people are lucky to know from the word go. When they were students,
that's true.
you go to
Yeah.
maybe a theater rotation, and immediately you just feel, okay, this is where I want to be. Some people, you will finish being a student, you get your first job, you're still like, ICU, I can try ICU. No.
That won't be me.
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
don't think you should rush yourself. Like, give yourself
that's
time,
true.
try different
Yeah.
things. Keep trying, keep challenging yourself, and maybe eventually you'll find your passion. But only you can identify what you enjoy doing. And like you said, it is important to choose a specialty based on your passion. Money is not everything. Money is good, but money is not
Yeah.
everything. So always consider your passion. And someone
Yeah.
else is asking in the comment section, is the rookie nurse mentorship free? So at the beginning of this, I said I'm going to offer two free packages for 2 people. You just need to tell me why you need a mentor, and I'll choose based on your response. But the rookie nurse mentorship itself, it's not free. I decided to charge for the mentorship because the moment you pay for something, you will be committed. Like, ever since I came to the UK, and ever since I started, doing world class nurse and talking about nursing, I get a lot of messages. Oh, please mentor me, please do this. And sometimes I am willing to do this, but the moment you start talking to someone, they disappear on you. Then they come back again, and it's just not consistent. So the moment you pay for something, you attach a value to it. Yeah. So the
Yes.
rookiness mentorship is not free. It's paid for, but it's only $35. So I believe that's affordable to most of the nurses I'm targeting. Yes. So I think we can wrap up because it's almost
Mm-hmm.
1 hour since we started. I know we can talk until tomorrow. There's so much to talk about nursing. There's so much to talk about in terms of mentorship in nursing. But we need to end it now, and we'll keep having these conversations. So maybe let me start with Grace this time. I've been starting with Irene every time. So, Grace, what would be your final thoughts? Like, what would you advise a junior nurse who is in Nigeria, who is in Kenya, who is in Zambia? What would be your last words, your last thought, and your advice to
Yeah,
junior
sure.
nurses? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Okay, I would go.
It's hard to
My
be you.
last words to you who's watching, whether you're
Mm-hmm.
watching now or later, I will
Yeah.
tell you just one thing. It is 5% your strategy, but 95% your mindset. So
Oh,
spend some time and build your mindset, because
uh,
until that is right, every other thing will never work. That's what I
mm-hmm.
will say. Yeah.
Oh, that is powerful.
It
5%
is
strategy,
mindset. You just have to decide.
95%.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Mindset.
90,
Yes.
95% is mindset. Yeah, that's
Yes.
true. You just have to decide, I'm going to do this, and start putting the blocks towards, which is the 5%. I think one of the hashtags I used a lot last year was small, consistent steps. Like when I
Mm-hmm.
was starting World Class Nurse, did I even think of a website? No. But I just decided to put out one post every single day. When I go through
Yes.
something, I share that. So Irene has said 95% mindset and 5% strategy. So I don't know if Grace is going to join us, the
Or
network.
maybe she will type in what her words will
Like
be.
like Irina said, the network in Africa.
Yes, our network. We all know it. So.
Oh my God. Yeah, we all know the network. So I think for me to wrap up, um okay, Grace is back.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, welcome back, Grace.
All
What are
right.
your last thoughts?
Okay. So, my final words. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. All right. So, I'm going to my final words to new nurses, to young nurses, or even at whatever stage that you are in your career. One of the things that I would say is to, first of all, is to find clarity, and then subscribe to mentorship. It's actually going to help you. Okay, so these are the things that I would say. Make sure that you have, you inspire to be more. That's one of the things that I also try to let nurses know. Inspire to, like, be inspired to be more, and then make sure that you identify uh, key people in your life that can actually drive your desires. Because if you just have desires and you're not executing practical steps that will help you accomplish your goals, then they're just going to remain desires. Then
Mm-hmm.
I would really advise you guys, if you're watching this now, to subscribe to the Rookie Nurse Mentorship. I believe
Thank
that there is
you.
so much in the program that will be
Mhm.
beneficial to you. All right.
Yeah.
So make sure that after this program, or after this live session, jump in us Gertrude's DM,
Yes.
jump in her DM and stay in her
Jump.
DM. Ask her all the questions that you
Yeah.
want to ask her. You can go ahead and ask questions underneath this live video. I'm sure that she'll be ready to answer you. So
Yeah.
yes, I'm wishing everyone a wonderful and a successful nursing career. I'm really passionate about nurses. I really want every nurse to shine. I really want every nurse to be in their
I know.
their
Yes.
I don't have the word for
Element.
it right now, but be in your element. I want every
Yes.
nurse, because I believe that we are all unique and there is something
Yeah.
we can bring into the table. Yeah, so I want every nurse to be in their element. Make sure that you seize this opportunity, and guys, go for these two scholarship. Like, go for it. Put
Yes.
underneath this
Like,
post
No one is
what you
now.
deserving.
think. I mean,
Like,
why you
if you're
need
not going
mentorship.
for
Put your
it, you're
strong points
done.
there. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So put your strong points there, and I'm sure
Yeah.
that you would have a chance to be those one of those two nurses that will be picked
Hmm.
to have a free session. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think now to wrap it up for sure, like Irene, where can
You've
people
been
follow
wrapping
you?
up.
Oh my God.
Where can people find you? Like where can people find you?
Oh
Grace,
my
where can
God.
people find you? What's your message? Please share with that as we now wrap up for sure.
Nurses in Africa, we have a Facebook page. I'm also very active as Irene Ogongo on Facebook, but most of the time I like to make noise on LinkedIn. So
Yeah.
that's the place you can find. That's my playground. So yeah, you'll find me there.
Grace, where can people find you to follow you? Um, oh, okay. So I think Grace, she's Ngozi Eze Grace on Facebook. You can find her with that on LinkedIn as well. And I think just that wraps up everything. I want to thank you so much for creating the time. I know today is Friday, so
Oh
it's not
yes.
it's not easy for someone to sacrifice their Friday evening for you. So I really appreciate you and Grace for coming through. And I want to thank the people who are in the audience as well. But this recording is still going to be on Facebook. So even if you didn't catch it, you can always catch it again. That's it from us today. I'm wishing you a good rest of your day. I don't know if it's night or morning or evening, but I'm wishing you a good rest of your day. And please stay healthy. Take care of yourself. Bye.